Hey folks, this is Chris with Oregon Figs. It's January 9th, 2025, and this is my first video for 2025. I hope everyone's having a great year so far, and everyone had a great 2024, and hope you're all excited as I am about this upcoming growing season. So there's something I'd like to go over about planting trees in the Willamette Valley. I always advocate for planting trees that are a little bit bigger in size and ideally fully lignified before they go in ground. When I first got started, I would plant a lot of trees that were smaller trees. They weren't properly lignified, and you get the tree dying back to the ground, which is very common here. They don't generally die all the way, although they do on occasion, but typically they'll die back to the ground. And then sometimes they'll start putting out suckers early in the year. If they do that, sometimes it takes quite a while. These two trees here took a long time to put out suckers, so they didn't fully lignify. And what I did was I just went in today with some hay, as we have some 20s coming in the future for lows, and I just threw some hay on top of them. Bunch of suckers there. That's Iranian candy. We'll walk down and look at Lampiera preta. Same type of situation. But one thing I did notice this year, and I've never heard anyone report on about this in the past, ever, is that the trees that aren't fully lignified, as they go dormant and after they are dormant, actually continue to lignify a bit. So when I looked at these trees, when they first dropped their leaves, there was a lot of green on the little suckers, and they're still green, mind you, but they're somewhat lignified. So this is what I did with Lampiera preta as well. Just threw some hay. I'm fortunate to have a neighbor that has horses, and she lent me a little bit of hay. So this is what it looks like. That top of that tree, that Lampiera preta sucker, was totally green, and now it's got quite a bit of brown, so it actually has lignified on its own a bit. But this is the vicious cycle. So if you plant them at the wrong time and they die back to the ground, then they're not fully lignified the next year, and if you don't protect them a little bit, you can get them to die back again, and you're in this vicious cycle where they're just dying back every year. Well, if they die back on a breva producer like Lampiera preta, you're not going to get any breva either. So I'm giving this a little bit of TLC. But mind you, these are only two trees in my orchard right now that I'm worried about that have issues with lignification. This is one other tree that I just put in last year. This is an incredible tree. This is Beat Ramon from Montserrat Ponds. It was started in 2022 from a cutting, and this tree has just grown really, really well. Now, not totally lignified, but pretty darn good. We'll see how these do. This could lead to a little bit of tip death. But if you can wait, like I did with this tree, and let it get some size before you put it in, then you increase your odds. If you get into this vicious cycle where it's dying back, this is what you're looking at. And this may not be the most effective way to protect a tree. I don't protect trees, right? And that's part of the beauty of living in the Willamette Valley in 8B, is that you don't have to. You can just leave them outside all the time. So that's just a little advice on planting here in the Willamette Valley, our 8B. Wait till the trees get a little bit more lignification on them. Ideally plant in the spring, but I planted quite a few this last year in late summer. I grew them out and they were nicely lignified, and I put them in ground in the late summer. Not the best time to put them in ground, but not really a problem if they're lignified. Let's walk over and look at maybe one or two of those trees. Okay, we're heading up the hill, looking for a newly planted tree. Okay, there's improved Celeste on the top of this row. Once again, this one was planted in the summer, late summer. And it was started in 2022. And you can see, pretty nice lignification. A little bit green on that one side. We'll see how this one does, if it makes it right through the whole winter without a problem. Once again, I grew it out. Got some size on it. It was fairly small in the spring, and I decided I'll keep it in a 7-gallon. I'll keep feeding it, and they grow faster for me in pots when they're young than they do in the ground, because it's so hot and dry out here. So I grow my trees up a little bit. That's just a little tidbit for you on trying to avoid the vicious cycle in the Willamette Valley where your trees are dying back every year. That just slows you down so much. So I hope you find this tip helpful. Grow those trees out a little bit more, get them lignified. Ideally plant them in the spring, but it's not critical. Okay, take care. We'll see you on the next one. Gonna be a great year this year. Super excited about the orchard. All right, we'll see you.